Nobody in the Bible celebrated Easter, so why are y'all celebrating it? Why are the churches celebrating it? Easter's not even mentioned in the Bible. Now, if you want to celebrate the Passover, that's one thing. But to actually celebrate Easter is another thing. Like, somebody tell me, what do bunnies and then egg-laying bunnies have to do with God? Please help me find the connection. If someone finds the connection and then they send it to me, I'll think differently. But it literally has never made any sense. The truth be told, I think it has something to do with like fertility gods. Keyword, fertility gods. Already let you know it has nothing to do with Yahweh. So, yeah. Like, the Hebrew version, the Hebrew Bible says something about like Pascha or Pashka or something, which is the Passover. So it's like, celebrate the Passover all you want to. But we should not be celebrating Easters. People that call themselves followers of Christ and Christians, Catholics, whatever you want to call yourself that follows God, you should not be celebrating Easter, period. Celebrate the Passover. How about Passover Sunday or something? If anything, but definitely not Easter Sunday. Like, we should not be celebrating Easter. And I don't care what anybody says to me. It's a no-no. No. Period. People back then in certain different, cultures and I don't think the word is called phonetics, but I can't say it. But you know what I'm trying to say. They couldn't pronounce certain things. So Ishtar turned into Istar. That turned into Eastar. Easter is originated from the Babylonian goddess Astarte or Astaroth, also known as Ishtar, which is Istar, which is Eastar. And the fact that I said goddess should let you know right there, because there is no goddesses. It's just God. Duh. Ashtaroth was the queen of Baal, Baal. And who is Baal, or what is Baal? In the Bible, Baal was the name given to false idols. And literally, we were told not to worship him, them, or those. 1 Kings 18 says, right here, we'll start at 16. So Obadiah went to tell Ahab that Elijah had come, and Ahab went out to meet Elijah. When Ahab saw him, he exclaimed, "So, is it really you, you troublemaker of Israel?" "I have made no trouble for Israel," Elijah replied. "You and your family are the troublemakers, for you have refused to obey the commands of the Lord and have worshipped the images of Baal instead." And what did I say Baal was? Baal was the name given to false gods and false idols. So the goddess is Ishtar or Ostara or something like that. That is not Yahweh, and that is not Yahshua. So, I mean, those names alone is letting you know these are gods of something else. So, it pretty much goes down to, it can also be translated to like a goddess named like Ashtaroth or Ashtaroth or something. And I believe that is actually mentioned in the Bible. So I'm going to see if I could find it. But that is those are gods that we're not supposed to be worshiping. Okay, so I know some of y'all are familiar with Solomon, at least you should be, and how Solomon, the Lord gave him so much stuff, wisdom and everything. And then he ended up doing what he shouldn't have been doing, which was having many wives in all of these other Gentile nations and things like that, right? So hear me out. It's literally right here. 1 Kings chapter 11. It says, we'll start at verse 3. He had 700 wives of royal birth and 300 concubines. And in fact, they did turn his heart away from the Lord. In Solomon's old age, they turned his heart to worship other gods instead of being completely faithful to the Lord his God and his father David had been. Solomon worshiped Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Sidonians, and Moloch, the detestable god of the Ammonites. And this way, Solomon did what was evil in the Lord's sight. He refused to follow the Lord completely as his father David had done. It literally is telling you right there that Solomon worshipped a god named Asheroth that was detestable by the Lord. So why are you guys celebrating Easter? Asheroth, Ishtar, Ostara, same thing. So if you're not aware, Nimrod is the one who tried to build the Tower of Babel all the way to reach the heavens, and the Lord was not happy with this, so he let the tower fall and then scattered all the people around, and they had different languages. Well, Nimrod continued to move on to a different land, but he continued to spread his ideological ideas to wherever he went. His queen's name was like Sumarate or something, and I wouldn't be surprised if that has something to do with the Samaritans, because it sounds very similar, but I digress because I don't know that right now. But Sumarate was Nimrod's queen. They already were a part of idolatry because he already tried to build the Tower of Babel. So Sumarate, whatever, was the main person who started being the symbol of Ashtaroth, Astarte, Ishtar, Istar. And what she did was supposedly fall down from the sky in an egg. And when she fell, she did some trick where she turned a hare, as in another type of bunny, a hare into a rabbit that laid eggs. And this supposedly was supposed to be her way of showing like her divine nature, her divinity. And since then, this is where the egg-laying rabbit came into fruition, and why it is established with Ishtar, Istar, Istar, Asheroth, Samarate, all the same thing. So the rabbit and the the rabbit and the egg started to be used in a lot of fertility rituals. So Istar or Istar became a holiday because when Nimrod passed away, Samarana, whatever her name is, husband, remember, that built the Tower of Babel, when he passed away, she supposedly got pregnant. And supposedly, I think it was like Nimrod's reincarnation or something like that. So the holiday was created to celebrate the baby Tammuz or Talmaz. That was what they named the child. And even though I like ham, I gotta keep it 100. Tammuz supposedly died of swine. Something to do with swine. So that's why on Easter, it has become a ritual to eat ham. Once again, in celebration of Tammuz's death. And once again, Tammuz is the baby that Samarate, Anna, whatever, became pregnant with after Nimrod passed away. And once again, Nimrod is the person that tried to build the Tower of Babel to reach the heavens. Idolatry. You try to reach God in the heavens. Around this time, this holiday, they would slay 3-month-old babies and sacrifice them to Ashtaroth. Do you want to celebrate that? The slaying of babies? Oh, come on now. They would slay these babies and present the baby to Asheroth on the altars that they, built as commemoration. Like, no way. And then they had the nerve to dip the eggs in the baby's blood, which gave it a color, which is why y'all out here painting eggs. So celebrate Easter, Ishtar, if you want to, but I literally just let you know who you're celebrating. So if that's what you want to celebrate by doing Easter egg hunts and putting rabbits and eggs all over your house, then you go right along and you celebrate Ishtar, okay? You go right ahead and you celebrate Istar. You go right ahead and you celebrate Astarte. You go right ahead and you celebrate Asheroth, the queen of Baal, okay? Who is the name given to false idols, which the Lord told us not to worship. So by you celebrating Easter, I'm letting you know right now, you are literally celebrating Baal's wife, Asheroth. okay, also known as Ishtar, Istar, Estar. I mean, rebuttal if you want to, but the facts are literally right there. Once again, if you want to celebrate the Passover, that is fine. That is in the Bible. Do not celebrate Easter. I'm telling you right now, don't do it.